Hey, good morning everybody and welcome to the vlog. I hope the start of your day is amazing, Reptile Army. Of course, my guy Nova here is just hanging out for a second. And remember about a week ago I said I was really bummed that Nova wasn't a dad this year. The last 2 years they've laid eggs and unfortunately they didn't this year. Well, guess what? She ended up laying eggs. Unfortunately, she laid them at the very front right here, and you can see some of them aren't fertile, and she didn't lay them in the egg box, which is a bummer, and thankfully, this little monkey here didn't eat them, so I'm going to put him back right here, and we're going to just take a look at these eggs really quick. It looks like these two right here, this one right here, it's a little bit desiccated, so we'll get a little bit of moisture on it. It looks like this one right here, too, are both fertile for sure. Those look like fertile eggs, and it looks like she laid a maybe potentially partially fertile one right here. You can see a little bit of a blood spot on it, but it's just too desiccated because she didn't lay in the egg box, which was kind of a bummer. But it does look like we've got two fertile eggs. Again, they're a little desiccated. What we'll do is we'll put a little bit of moss on them to hopefully pop them out. But my frilled dragons ended up laying eggs after all. The thing that's interesting is that typically they'll lay 2 clutches per year, so hopefully within the next 6 weeks or so, maybe Lilith will lay a second clutch, this time hopefully in the egg box. But now we're going to be keeping a close eye. So now I can basically mark the calendar, and right around 6 weeks from now, a few days before, a few days after, we'll really keep an eye on this cage so that if she does lay another clutch, not in the egg box, we'll catch them really soon. But it does look like we've got 2 eggs from our frilled dragons. That's an amazing way to start the day. Holy baloney, Batman. We hatched out some incredible little Honduran milk snakes right here. Take a look at these. These are actually what they would be, a high expression tangerine albino Honduran milk snake. And holy moly, I tell you what, they can be amazing. Every one of these babies is absolutely stunning. The thing that's amazing about Hondurans is look at how big they hatch out. I mean, these are right out of the egg. I mean, literally only a day or 2 old. Absolutely incredible. And they stay this amazing orange, beautiful color with this one. It's basically a polygenic trait, right? Which basically just means that we're breeding the orangest animals to the orangest animals to try to produce these amazing, just crazy, eye-burning colors from a Honduran milk snake. You know, we started the albino Honduran milk snake project. We were the first ones with them way back in the day, and it's amazing to see how far they've come. I mean, all kinds of people have done amazing things with the project, and I'm just so happy that we've been able to be here from day one. But producing stuff like this, when we first brought in the first albino Hondurans, I never imagined that they'd be so absolutely stunning and beautiful like this. So I am stoked. 4 little baby tangerine albino Hondurans. Oh my goodness. Once these guys shed and get a couple meals in, whoo doggy, they're gonna be breathtaking. Baby snakes are still hatching, got a really cool clutch. This is a yellow belly female, spread to a bamboo vanilla Woma ball python, and we got a couple really cool things here. These 2 animals are a perfect example of how just one gene can change a lot of things. These are both vanilla bamboos, right? But this one actually doesn't have the yellow belly in it, right? So this is just a vanilla and it's a bamboo ball python. Now this one, you can see, is a little bit lighter, a little bit more blown out. That is the yellow belly in there, right? So this is actually a vanilla bamboo yellow belly ball python. Now interestingly enough, I didn't realize that the male must have yellow belly in it too, because of course we hatched a little ivory ball python out of here. So the ivory is a yellow belly, the super version of course the incomplete dominant yellow belly. So now my vanilla bamboo Woma must be a vanilla bamboo Woma yellow belly, because obviously we got a little ivory in it. Just absolutely wonderful clutch of snakes. It's a small clutch but absolutely beautiful. Then we had this one, which was really cool. This is actually a black pastel pinstripe, and it was bred to a vanilla red stripe. And we got some really cool little babies in here, to be totally honest with you. These 2 here are really nice right here. This one right here is just actually a black pastel, right? So it's a single gene, incomplete dominant. Then we get into the black pastel pinstripe, but this is a vanilla as well. So it's a vanilla black pastel pinstripe, which just makes it a little bit lighter, a little bit more smooth. But then I was really excited about this animal here because this one is a vanilla black pastel pinstripe and a red stripe animal, which I absolutely love. I love the way the black pastel and the red stripe interact. You put the pinstripe in there, the vanilla kind of cleans it up a little bit. This is the first time I've ever seen this combination. Don't know if it's a world's first or not because I've never seen one, but nevertheless, I was really happy with the way this one turned out. So definitely some pretty cool babies hatching today.
Well, you got 2?
Thanks, Mikey.
There you go, Tangles.
Tangles.
It's gonna be a good day.
No, it is a good day. We are working. I promise it looks like we're not, but we really are.
No, it looks like you guys are really working on a hash brown and an English muffin.
Well, you wouldn't give me that choice.
This is a McGriddle.
Oh, it's a McGriddle?
It's a McGriddle.
It's kind of weird.
It's a lot
McGriddles
better.
will freak me out a little bit, you know?
What?
What? They're so good.
They're only 800 calories.
Well, right. It's like, they taste like syrup, but they're not syrupy, and that freaks me out too.
Why couldn't you put this much thought into the question that I called you and asked you about?
What was the question again? I can't remember.
What snake
Oh yeah.
was a serpent? But see, here's the
It's
thing is, I just
fictitious.
want you to just pick a snake. I just want you to be like, oh, I think it was a rock python. Like, just use your imagination.
Yeah, but you have to geographically be right about it. Viper doesn't climb a tree. A pit viper. Well, I guess some pit vipers do, but not ground ones.
Oh, look, he's
Dad,
switching up
so
his-
listen, here's the thing, is you're missing the point. I just wanted you to use your imagination, just have a little fun.
Okay, a unicorn snake. Or you guys remember last time that I took Gemma out, she almost killed me because, you know, what happens sometimes when snakes start to ovulate and, you know, hormones are going crazy. So I actually don't want to take her out today, but what I do want to see is if I'm seeing any advanced kind of development in follicles, right? The way she's laying right now, I can't really tell, to be totally honest with you. So I have to be careful. Yep, she's going to do the same thing on me this time. It's okay, girl. It's all right. Okay, no, she's all right. She's okay. And I want to just straighten her out a little bit so I can see what she's looking like right in this area right here. So I'm just going to kind of push her over here. I want to see this area because this is where she's going to ovulate, right here. And you're going to see her like literally look like she has a giant rabbit or a big pig food. When they ovulate, just go boom like that, really hard. And what also you'll see is they won't bend as much. Like it's almost like they can't bend because there's so many eggs in there. It only lasts a short period of time. But again, I'm just going to kind of keep pushing her away a little bit just so I can see. Definitely not there yet, but you can see how you just get a little bit of swelling right in this area. It's not an ovulation yet, but it's getting close. So I wanted to just give a little bit of an update. The other thing we got to do is Night Fury is way up here, and this is going to be tricky because he's up in this corner, crammed in the cage, and I really want to get him out today and kind of get him away from Gemma for a few days, get him on display because we're open at the Reptarium, and I want people to be able to see him because he's so beautiful. So I've got to keep an eye. Oh my gosh, look at, she's actually now, don't come at me, please. Don't come at me. I don't want her to come at me either. Oh, she's ready to strike. You come down here. Oh, I got two scary things going on at once, guys. She's looking at me like she wants to strike any minute. And I got Night Fury over here. I've got to be very careful because he's in breeding mode. All right, so I got Night Fury coming. And like I said, you got to be careful of males, but you can see she's like right the way she's at right there. She's got that thing. If I came at her, she would strike at me. And she is such a tame animal. That's what just is a bummer about breeding. That's one of the reasons why I say I don't want to breed these snakes usually is because they change their personality during the breeding season. Now, she'll go back to being super tame after she lays her eggs, but I'm sure getting her off her eggs is going to be crazy. You know, she's going to be striking and stuff like that. So it stinks. You know, I love Gemma coming out. Kids absolutely love her to death. But you can see even right now that posture right there, that is the posture that if I got close to her, she would strike at me. So things are looking good. She's not ovulated yet. Night Fury's out, so I guess it was a success. You know, no one got bit. So guys, you know I don't cut every single clutch of ball pythons, and sometimes it's really cool to open up the incubator and actually see ball pythons just kind of, you know, already hatched out. So this happens to be really cool. This is a Puma ball python, which is actually a spark and a yellow belly, but it's also what they call a Mackenzie ball python too. And we have another little baby out right here, which is just actually a little Mackenzie ball python here, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to just see what else is in these eggs, right? Because I have no idea. So it's not like an official egg cutting because all of the eggs have already cut. But you can kind of see right here. Let's see what we have on this side. Looks like another little, oh no, this is an ivory ball python. You gotta remember the Puma has spark and yellow belly, and I'm breeding into a yellow belly, so of course you can get yellow belly, the super version. That's a little ivory. So we've got a little Puma, we've got a Mackenzie, we've got an ivory. Looks like a little normal head poking out here. So let's just go ahead and just pop right through here, see what we got. Looks like another Mackenzie ball python, to be honest with you. Another normal ball python in this clutch. Looks like another Mackenzie, kind of fiery type of looking animal. Let's cut this egg. Again, I can see a dark animal in here. Let's see what we got. It could, again, be a Mackenzie. It could be a yellow belly. This one looks like a yellow belly. It could also be a Mackenzie yellow belly, to be totally honest with you. This egg already hatched out. Now, you can see this one's nose right here. It actually is obviously a whitish animal, so it means it's either a Puma or an ivory. I'm kind of hoping it's a Puma, to be totally honest with you, but I'll take anything I can get. I'm just going to really gently, now you got to be more gentle when you're cutting eggs that have already pipped because the animals are right up, they're trying to push out, right? And you don't want to cut the animal, so you got to be super, super gentle and just kind of work your way around. As a matter of fact, I'm going to maybe try, maybe even the last clutch of the year or something on that line. I might try some scissors. A lot of people have been using scissors. That way you can just take the egg, put the scissors in, and then cut around. I've never done it, to be totally honest with you. I shouldn't say never, because I have done it, but just not too frequently. So I might try that, but let's see. You can tell if it's a McKinsey or a Puma by the stripe on its back. It's both white snakes, and this one looks like it is, let me see here. Oh, I can't tell. Looks like it's an ivory ball python too. So it looks like we got 2 ivory ball pythons, a little Puma McKinsey, some McKinsey stuff, McKinsey yellow belly stuff. So it's pretty cool. So it's neat to like not cut every clutch of eggs, right? And to just kind of, it's almost like a live birth, right? When you just walk in, you're like, oh my God, baby snakes. So it was pretty cool. But this one is an absolute ripper here. I mean, that is just absolutely wonderful. Puma McKinsey. Tell you what, definitely a lot of cool baby snakes today. You know, it's interesting. I think Sambos are a little bit of an underrated thing. You know, there's so many different types of Sambos. This happens to be a Kenyan Sambo. The Kenyan Sambos are probably the most popular of all the Sambos for a couple reasons. They're the most common, number one. Number two, they have a lot of color mutations. I mean, there's every year I'm seeing Sambos. I'm like, oh my gosh, the Kenyans I'm seeing are ridiculous. This happens to just be a nice high orange, normal Kenyan Sambo that you would find basically in the wild. In the wild, they don't look quite as pretty as this. We've been polygenically breeding for like more orange colors and stuff like that, but I just think that they're really amazing. And really the first mutation of Kenyan Sambos that came out literally probably 30 years or so ago were this, which is the aneurystic Kenyan Sambo. It's really aneurystic, which means it's lacking iridophore, the red pigment, but it's also axanthic, meaning it's lacking the yellow pigment, leaving just this kind of black and white type of snake. And then, like I said, now there are a ton more. The thing that's cool about these guys, they're live bearers, and I've had litters that have been in the mid-30s. I've heard of people that have had close to 50 live babies. Absolutely amazing. But again, Kenyans are just one of the species that are absolutely amazing. A slightly smaller species than the Kenyan Sambos would happen to be the Conicus, or what they call rough-scale Sambos. And they call them rough-scale Sambos just because, again, if you rub your hand on them, they've got kind of rough scales, which is really cool. A neat animal. No color mutations of these yet, unfortunately. I don't know that there ever will be, because we've been breeding them for like 30 years, and there's never been anything that has popped out. These guys don't have big litters like the Kenyans. You know, 10 or 12 babies is a lot for these guys. The majority of the time you're getting somewhere between 4 and 7 babies, but they are so adorable. And then these guys here are what they would call javelin Sambos, or jaculus. Now with most of the Sambos, they're actually what they call sexually dimorphic, which just basically means that males are smaller than females. This is an adult male right here, whereas with this particular species, they'll get about the same size as a Kenyan when it comes to the females, and they're just a neat animal. You don't see them around too often, so I'm super happy that we get a chance to work with them. We work with a couple other species of Sambos too. I just have to show them off because they are really a cool class of snakes, right? All of the Sambos, and there's all kinds of different ones, so you know, make sure to show them a little bit of love because they are absolutely epic. Just set this guy up over at the Reptarium. This is of course what they call a false chameleon, but it's actually not a chameleon. Obviously why they call it a false chameleon, it's actually an anolis. You know those little lizards that run around in Florida? Those are called anoles, right? Well, this is in the same family, but this is actually Anolis barbatus, which is actually from Cuba, and they're just very interesting animals. I mean, super camouflaged. This guy's only about half grown. They can get up to about 6 inches or so, but just a cool animal. We got a little male. We're looking for some females so that we can eventually breed him, because I just think it'd be absolutely amazing. Just such a unique looking prehistoric animal, and just like the iguanas, they have what they call a third eye, right? And basically that third eye is on the top of its head. It's used for 2 things. It senses light and dark, but what happens is a great defense mechanism. So as it's kind of looking on the ground, kind of avoiding predators, looking for meals, stuff like that, let's say a bird is swooping down, the third eye can actually see the shadow of the bird, and then it can actually get away. So that third eye is pretty unique when it comes to some reptiles, and sure enough, the false chameleons have them. Nevertheless, just an absolutely amazing looking animal. Hope you guys enjoyed today's vlogs. If you did, do me a favor. Right over here is a playlist. You can hit a couple of those. It means the world to me. You know what else means the world to me? You subscribing to this channel right over here. Hit that subscription button. Turn your post notifications on. Have an absolutely wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, be kind to someone, and I promise I'll see you in the next one.